The 7-month search for the LMPD's next permanent chief comes to an end. Mayor Craig Greenberg's office is set to reveal the next chief this afternoon. Jim Stratman is joining us live right now from Metro Hall. And Jim, the hope is that the new chief will end a tumultuous time for the LMPD.
Yeah, Haley, and you can really flash back all the way to 2020 for when this tumultuous period really started. Since that point, we've seemingly gone through change after controversy after change. So let's go ahead and flash back all the way to the pandemic, 2020, the wake of Breonna Taylor's death. Then Chief of the Louisville Metro Police Department, Steve Conrad, was fired after 8 years on the job. Then Mayor Greg Fisher appoints a new chief of police, that being Erica Shields. Shields is brought in from Atlanta, where she was the former police chief there. She's charged with then leading the Louisville Metro Police Department. That was January of 2021. Fisher said of Shields at the time that she was, quote, the unanimous choice. But as a new regime entered Metro Hall at the beginning of this year, Shields felt that her time with LMPD was coming to a close. She put in a notice of resignation last November to Mayor-elect Craig Greenberg, and he accepted. On January 2nd of this year, Shields stepped down, and Greenberg appointed Jacqueline Gwen Villarroel to serve as the new interim police chief. And we know that Gwen Villarroel has thrown her name into consideration for the full-time permanent chief's job, along with what we've been told are 18 other applicants. But really, the process itself has been a little bit close to the chest of Greenberg and the committee that he has put together to look for the new chief. Now, coming up today at noon, we are expected to get an announcement as to who that final name is and who will take charge of the LMPD going forward. We'll be covering that as the day continues. Haley?
All right, Jim, thank you so much. We're going to be covering the announcement as it's made today. You can watch it using the WHAS11 Plus app, now on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. 2 teenagers accused of shooting and killing a 16-year-old at a school bus stop are asking for their bonds to be lowered. The teens, Demarion Moore and Makai Cable, are charged in Tyree Smith's death. Smith's family says they are never going to miss a date leading up to this trial.
We have to keep his name alive. Tyree was on a great path, and so we have to make sure that his name don't go in vain, you know, and that everyone remembers him.
And nothing like this happens again. We don't want this to ever happen. You know, it's just crazy that something like this happened.
Tyree was shot at 6:30 in the morning at his 21st and Chestnut school bus stop in 2021. Demarion Moore and Makai Cable were arrested and indicted in July of last year. In court yesterday, a judge set a bond hearing for September. An investigation is underway in Clark County where 2 children were severely burned in a fire. According to Clark County officials, this happened at a rural property in Marysville off Naboo Washington Road west, 45 minutes from Louisville. The call came in around noon yesterday, and we know the 2 children are hurt. Their burns are severe. State Fire Marshal is investigating. How you park your car in Louisville is becoming a real problem for police and the public's safety, especially if you legally carry a gun with you and you forget to do one very important thing. Connor Steffen and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton show us why Metro Police and the Louisville ATF are frustrated.
Simple measures
is just to be a responsible, safe gun owner.
To prevent, in some cases, immeasurable loss.
These firearms will be used in other crimes, so homicides, non-fatal shootings, aggravated assaults.
That's how Louisville ATF Special Agent AJ Gibbs explains solving a recent problem facing law enforcement in the city. How you park your car could solve it all.
The issue at hand is that there's an increased report or numbering of firearms that have been stolen or reported stolen from vehicles.
Through the first 7.5 months of 2023, LMPD reports 162 guns have been stolen across the county, many from cars.
We have seen a trend that's ticked up year after year. So that is a trend that LMPD is working on, and we're partners with them.
LMPD wants to take a few minutes and discuss an issue that
as outlined in this recent public service announcement posted to LMPD's social media. Officers are now asking for your help.
The Louisville ATF says there's one important step you can take to prevent items in your car from being stolen. It's actually quite simple. Lock your car door before you leave.
There's also this.
This particular form is produced by ATF. And
A personal firearm record gun owners can fill out. It serves as both a personal record for the owner and a crucial tool for law enforcement.
So like doing this, how much does it help law enforcement and ATF?
Oh, tremendously, because without a serial number, it's going to make it very difficult to be able to link both the crime to a subject who committed it, but then also get that firearm back to the firearm owner themselves.
In Louisville, Connor Steffen, WHAS11 on your side.
The ATF also advises buying a car-compatible lockbox to store guns in. You should also keep items out of plain sight while you're away from the car. To find and maintain a personal firearms record, we've got a link for you in this story on WHAS11.com. In the Kentucky governor's race, Attorney General and Republican nominee Daniel Cameron has chosen his running mate, State Senator Robbie Mills.
He's pro-gold, pro-family, and is a strong leader for Western Kentucky. Robbie will be a great partner in our quest to defeat Andy Beshear.
Under the Cameron-Mills administration, we will bring about a new era of cooperation between the executive branch and the legislature.
A state lawmaker for 6 years, Mills is known for sponsoring the bill that's now law, which banned transgender girls from playing girls' sports in Kentucky. He also co-sponsored Senate Bill 150, which has banned gender-affirming care across the state. Governor Andy Beshear's campaign responded to the nomination, saying part, quote, selecting the person who helped lead the change in the charge to enact Matt Bevin's plan to slash pensions for our teachers, police, and firefighters shows how Daniel Cameron does not care about hardworking Kentuckians. Mills voted for former Governor Bevin's controversial 2018 pension plan, which the Kentucky Supreme Court later ruled was unconstitutional. We've got more rain in the forecast for western Kentucky, and those people are already dealing with some severe flooding. Governor Andy Beshear declared a state of emergency for the area. Several people had to be rescued from their cars and their homes when flash flooding hit. Mayfield in Graves County was hardest hit. They got 12 inches of rain in 24 hours. Now, this comes a year and a half after tornadoes have already devastated that small town, leveling most of the historic downtown area. They still haven't been able to rebuild, and at this time, no deaths have been reported. The governor's office says no one has been reported missing. The city has opened, though, an emergency shelter in town for anyone who needs it.